Today's story is Monster for Hire by Trevor Wilson and illustrated by Regina Newey. On a stony hill between two towns lived a giant. Because he was often away, the giant decided to hire a monster to guard his castle. So he put a sign on the castle wall that read, "Wanted to hire one monster. Must be fierce." Along came a monster. "I'm looking for work," he said. "Try me." "Are you fierce?" asked the giant. "Very," the monster assured him. He screwed up his face and growled his fiercest growl. "Roar!" Grunted the giant. "That looked more like a toothache to me, but I suppose you'll have to do." The next morning, the giant showed the monster to a cave by the castle gate. "Now listen carefully. I have a pantry full of cakes and pies," said the giant, patting his stomach. "When I get back, I'll be starving, so let no one in while I'm away. If a single morsel of food goes missing, it will be the worse for you." That afternoon, a wagon lumbered up the hill and stopped at the castle gate. Out came the monster, baring his teeth. "Yow, yow! No one goes in!" he bellowed. "Well, that's too bad," said the man in the wagon. "I was told the giant's drawbridge is out of order, and I came to fix it." "Oh, in that case, you'd better go in," said the monster, scratching his head. A little while later, the man came out of the castle, climbed onto his wagon, and drove away. When the giant returned, he flew into a terrible rage. "Fool! All of my food has been stolen. Who went into the castle?" "I am the man to fix your drawbridge. He said it was out of order," protested the monster. "Fool again! Can't you use your eyes? I haven't got a drawbridge. You're fired," roared the giant. So the giant put another sign on the castle wall. "For hire, one monster. Very big and fierce." Along rode a prince. "Just what my father needs to guard his gold. He looks a bit clumsy, but I suppose he will have to do." The prince took the monster to a small room beside the door to the dungeon. "Listen carefully. Let no one in. If a single speck of gold goes missing, it will be the worse for you," warned the prince. "You can rely on me," said the monster. A few days later, footsteps sounded on the stone staircase. The monster jumped out, baring his teeth. "Yow, yow! Goodness gracious! I forgot about you," he gasped. "Very good indeed. My gold is safe while you are here. Now step back while I unlock the door." "No one goes in," said the monster firmly. "And don't think that fancy dress can fool me." "What? How dare you? I am the king." "Ho-ho! Get your bandy legs moving before I tear you to pieces." Purple with rage, the king turned and stormed back up the staircase. Soon afterwards, the prince hurried down. He was in a fine temper. "Fool! Dolt! Imbecile!" he cried. "You have insulted the king. You have to go." So a sign was hung on the palace wall. "For hire, reliable monster, guaranteed fierce." A witch flew past on her broomstick. When she read the sign, she quickly swooped round and landed by the palace gate.
just what I'm looking for. I need a monster to guard my witchery while I'm out casting spells. But tell me, is he really fierce?
Very, said the prince. He nearly tore the king to pieces.
What I'm really looking for is a stupid monster, she whispered.
Oh, you can rely on this one.
I'll try him then. Follow me,
She snapped at the monster. Finally, they reached the witch's witchery, deep in the dark and gloomy woods.
Stay in that corner and don't bother me.
For the next 2 days, she mixed her special potion. She chuckled as she poured the potion into a bottle and prepared to go out.
Beware, let no one in, and touch nothing yourself, or it will be the worse for you,
She warned the monster before she left on her broomstick. The monster was rather bored and wandered through the witchery. He spied some jars of potions on a high shelf. One read, "Special potion, turns all who drink it into toads." "Ah," said the monster gleefully, as he emptied the potion into the witch's teapot, then returned to his corner. When the witch returned, she made herself a pot of tea. After 2 cups, she poked the monster with her broomstick.
Stir yourself, lazy bones. I have a lot of work for you. You too. Oh, I'm feeling quite strange. Something is happening to my voice.
It's going all hoarse. And without further ado, she changed into a very odd-looking creature indeed. "Ribbit, ribbit," she croaked as she hopped off to the nearest pond. Since the witch didn't seem to want the witchery any longer, the monster made it his own home. He cleaned and brightened the place up till it was quite pretty, just like any other country cottage. And he put a sign on the cottage door that read, "Monster for hire, satisfaction guaranteed."